Hi, welcome to my channel, Organize with Joy. I'm Joy and I want to help you get organized. In today's video, I wanted to share with you how I do our meal planning. And this is going to be specifically for dinners, mostly because my husband doesn't eat breakfast. I usually have a shake for breakfast, and my husband and I tend to eat leftovers for lunch. And I do have breakfast and lunch foods just on hand for our son. So I am specifically talking about how I meal plan for our dinners. And I recognize this might not work for everybody. I just thought I would share it. And if there's anything you can take away from what I do and how I plan for our meals, then that would be amazing. The first thing that I do is I assess what I already have, and with our meats, I buy all of those in bulk at Costco. So the first thing I do is go look in my freezer and see what kind of meats I have, and then I move on to my pantry to see what I have in the pantry. I also like to think about what we already have in our refrigerator. For instance, last week was Thanksgiving and I have some ham left over, so I want to find a way to use that up as well. This week I actually have several things that were in my pantry that just aren't usually in there, but I thought I would go ahead and use them up since I have them. And first is this stuffing mix that I got for Thanksgiving, but we only used half of it, so I'm going to plan a meal with that. And then I also have half a box left of this pancake mix, and I had a friend give me some gluten-free items that her daughter was gluten-free for a while, and they decided to not do that anymore, and so she knew that I was gluten-free, so she gave me this cornbread mix, and she also gave me this pizza dough mix. Both of those are gluten-free. And then in my freezer, I noticed I had some frozen peas, and I got this at Costco, and I think I purchased them when I was doing a Whole30. It's cauliflower rice, and I had 2 other bags, but I have a half a bag here, and so I will use those as well to meal plan. Next, I think about different meals that I could make with the items that I found in my pantry and fridge and freezer. And then I love sticky notes. I like writing things down. I'm sure there's like apps and different things you could use to meal plan, but I just like looking at what I have, coming up with an idea. So this week, I was going to make tacos. I had some ground turkey that I wanted to use for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a pizza with that pizza dough. And then I will make some chicken with stuffing and Brussels sprouts. And then I'm going to make a ham and bean soup. And I'm going to add some kale to that. I'm also going to make breakfast, and then I'm going to make a chicken stir fry using the peas and the cauliflower rice. My husband and son don't love the cauliflower rice, so I'll probably mix it in with regular rice as well, which I always have on hand. And I wanted to think of something that I could make with that ham, and I had remembered my friend had once shared with me a recipe for like a ham and bean soup, and I couldn't find the recipe she had shared with me, so I just did a quick Google search. But if you have items, like random items like chicken and rice or whatever it might be, you can Google that and it'll come up with some, like Google chicken and rice recipe or whatever items you have on hand, and it'll come up with some recipes for you. But I had remembered this soup that was really good, and I found a recipe that was similar, and it called for carrots and celery, which I do have on hand, but I also wanted to throw kale in there because I had remembered that was what her recipe was. And then I was going to use this cornbread mix in addition to that. So we'll have cornbread with the soup, and I might even do something fun with the cornbread. I have some jalapenos that I might chop up and maybe even throw a little bit of cheese in there just to make it different. So after I have all my recipes, then I start making a list of the items that I need that I don't have on hand for those meals. I personally, again, I like to write things down. I do order online, and I suppose I could go directly to the website and just add things to my cart as I go. Maybe I'll do that in the future. It doesn't make sense why I write things down. I guess I'm just a visual person, and so what I typically do is just make a list of all the items that I need, and then I go through online and order everything that I need. And I order our groceries a day in advance so that they're prepared to be picked up the next day. Okay, while I was sitting here waiting for my groceries to be brought out, I just thought I would talk about one other quick thing, and that is I pick up my groceries on the same day and at the same time every week. That makes it simple. I don't have to think about it. I know every Tuesday I order my groceries, and every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. I pick them up. And that way it's not something you even have to think about, and you can just do it automatically each week. Also, I know that everybody does this differently. For us, it just works to order groceries once a week. I do go to Costco once a month, just because, that stuff is bought in bulk. But I do come to the grocery store once a week, and that is in part because we eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, and that way I know that they're fresh. Okay, really quickly, I just wanted to show you everything that I picked up at the grocery store. And over here, I grouped together items that either we ran out of or that I purchase on a weekly basis. I have some snacks here, milks, creamer, juice. That's all just things that I was out of. And as far as my meals go, I bought 2 kinds of tortillas for our tacos. My son likes flour, and my husband and I eat these grain-free. And then I needed limes. I use lime juice in our guacamole and in my meat. And then I have this shredded lettuce for that as well. And then for our pizza, I got cheese, pepperoni, mushrooms, and then a couple of peppers and onions. I'll probably use the peppers and onions in the tacos as well, and of course pizza sauce. And then I got these beans for the ham and bean soup, and the kale for that as well. And then the broccoli is for the night that we do the chicken stir fry. And then Brussels sprouts are for when we do chicken and stuffing. I'll also make the Brussels sprouts. And then I needed eggs, but I had a lot of other things on hand for breakfast items. I had bacon and some hash browns, and we'll probably have fruit too. So yeah. And here you'll see me kind of wrestling with the milks to get them put away. And that is because when my son and daughter were home from college, I had some extra milk and creamers in there for while they were home. So things weren't fitting like they ordinarily do.
prepare my vegetables by cutting them up and washing them. That way they're completely ready to go when I need to use them. And especially that kale, I won't use all of that at dinner. So sometimes I'll make a kale salad for lunch or cook some up to go with some of my leftovers. I find especially with vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, if you cut them up in advance and wash them and prepare them like that, that they tend to last longer in the refrigerator. And in addition to that, if they're already cut up and washed, then you're more likely to eat something like that for a snack, say, than something that's not as healthy. And here I have a chalkboard. I'm going to go ahead and erase what our meal plan was for last week and write down what meals we have available for this week. And I don't put them in any particular order. I just write down what I have, and I don't like to be locked into certain meals on certain days. So I just have written down what I have available, and then each night I just look at our schedule and choose which dinner works best for us.
Well, I hope that gave you some inspiration of either meal ideas or ways to plan meals. And if you have your ideas that you'd like to share about how you plan your meals, I would love to hear about it down in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I also wanted to let you know that I do have a website. If you're interested in my other creative content, you can head over there and check that out, and I'll leave the link to that below. Well, thank you for watching my video today, and I hope you have a great day.